All right, mold in your clay, mold in your kiln wash, mold in your stuff. Is mold in ceramics 100% always going to be a bad thing? No. Sometimes it's gross. I'll give you that. If you're making porcelain, like when we would mix porcelain in college, we would often add a beer to it or some flour, white flour, and it allows mold to grow in the porcelain really fast. It gives it food to feed on. And the mold in clay goes a long way to making the clay plastic. So that stickiness, that ability for it to be flexible, is an organic property, not an inorganic property. And aging clay, the process of letting it sit wet and stored for some length of time to become more plastic, is an organic process. We're letting it sit and age so that the mold can grow in the clay so it can become more flexible and easier to use. That's why we're doing it. Sometimes that mold can also smell. In the case of what I did to people in college, that is definitely the case. I feel bad about that in hindsight, but it was some stinky clay. If it's something like kiln wash, where you don't need the property of the mold to help with flexibility or plasticity, you can just add a little bit of bleach to your kiln wash. You can heat it up. You basically boil it and kill the mold that's in it, and that would get rid of the smell. So either one of those would get rid of it for you. So you can always keep that in mind. But it's not like black mold, like what you might find, from a leak in your basement or something, where it can be a health problem. It's a different kind of mold.